Alright, we're playing GM from Norway. But not named Magnus Carlsen. Didn't want any part of my Bush Guess Gambit. Let's turn emote only mode back on. A very quick knight a4. My next move was going to be a6 so that I could dodge it. But we got a very, very speedy knight a4. Alright, well, where do I want you to go? Maybe let's go to e7. I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, I don't think this is so bad. I kind of like how it grips the middle. It's not just me. Could go either direction. Go long, see what's up. I like this idea. I think if h4, bishop g4 now is too consequential. Bishop g4, h3. I understand that I've just taken away my route home, so I no longer have bishop h5 as an option. But if I go here, h3, take, knight d4, queen d1, queen h4, c3, a6. I can also... There's a lot of good options here, to tell you the truth. Alright, let's do this. I like knight d4 as well. Maybe that was better. It's just going to come out here. And then even knight e6. It's going to give you this. Maybe it was dumb. Maybe I'm hanging something over here. I don't know. Take, queen b3. Puts like rook f3 ideas on the table, but this is check. I don't think this was smart how I did this. I do want this, but this is check. Let's go... Okay. Let's go here. Queen b7. And then other rook to f8. Yeah, queen b7, other rook to f8. This is very strong, yeah? This is hit. I just need to make something happen. I can't just like lose all my pawns here. I need to actually get them. We're going all in. We really went for it. Here, rook f3 has got to be the idea. Trying to just go rook h3. Rook f3. Take queen h3. Really? Bishop e3? So surprising. Let's go for this, actually. I don't know. What do you got? I think they're going to want to target e6. I mean, I can't believe I didn't just take on f2. For bishop e3, I think. Even just trading everything on f1 there. No, it's possible I just ran out of steam. If they target e6, what are we going to do? Oh. I need to defend it, and then the knight can come block. I have to defend it. It's kind of interesting, because the knight can come checkmate via queen h3 and h4. Or it can come block, like this, in which case the rook here would come checkmate. if king h2, take, trade, king h1 and h4, that wins as long as I get out checks, which I don't. So, I mean, I have a draw there, but king h2, I mean, rook f2 is a good move in that position. The question was rook h3 a good move? No, it's probably just a draw. Because, oh no, okay, wait, this just here. Okay, so rook, yeah. And knight f8 shields this. Knight f8 shields this, the rook comes across. So what's up here? Takes queen h3, just knight h4, or rook g6. I think I got him. King h2, trade. Well, okay. Okay, takes, rook f3. Oh, is that gonna hold? Well, knight f3 is mate. Yeah, they're just losing. This is mate. GG. Wow, we got him. Let's go. Down goes the GM. Down goes the GM. He declined my bushcast gambit, but we gambited the pawns anyway. We gambited the pawns anyway. We just went all in. Just like, take my pawns over there. I'm gonna go sack my rooks. I am gonna go sack my rooks. Wow, now he just lost 14 rating points, so now he's only 3,028. That must really suck. That must really suck. And I had the chat in emote only mode, so what are they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now? Guys, you gave me such good emotes during that game that was the reason I won. I was reading the emotes. Okay, so bishop c4, d3, knight c6. This is an interesting one. Wow. Guys, we still got him. Oh, this is Elam Amar. Alright. Guys, most famous GM from Norway, obviously. Okay, so bishop c4, d6. Right, so I'm like, okay, if you want to transpose, I'll give you the pawn. But you didn't want any knight f3 stuff. Typically, these people like playing... I mean, he's good, so it's not like these people. But they like playing f4, and then I like ignoring that and just being like, thank you for this diagonal. And then try to take over this square. And while making sure I have my bishop. But he targets the bishop right away. So I just go here, he takes it, just plays a3 to make sure I can't target his bishop. But okay, I'm like, fine, I have these pawns, they're not so bad. Castles, knight out, castles, bishop g4, which was like kind of a weird decision. Yeah, the engine wanted me to go here, maybe to set up like bishop e6, just challenging for this good bishop. And life goes on, my pieces are well placed to stop kind of any central breakthroughs or breakthroughs in general that white might have. But okay, I go for bishop g4, which is a little bit different because now I give two bishops for my two knights. But I like kind of, I don't know, I like the vibe of where my pieces were. I thought I could generate something from here. And he goes for something pretty ambitious here, which is knight e6. He takes it. Engine wants just queen g4 and going into this endgame to make sure like the queens are off the board. But he takes this knight and goes queen b3. So now he's like, ooh, pawns. Let me eat them. I'm like, okay, go take my pawns. And okay, this is all evaluating to triple zeros. I'll show you the eval bar. This is a crazy game, guys. This is all evaluating to triple zeros. So, okay, this should have been a Gambit Glasses moment because I already put him on. Okay, so he's like, takes another one. Engine says bishop e3, defending f2 is the way to go. And after rook f3, queen c6 here, I don't know what the draw was. King h2, something like this is evaluating to triple zeros somehow. But, not what happened in the game. He keeps munching on pawns. So I go into rook f3. Engine's top move was this, which is interesting. I guess it sets up like knight h4, and then some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's nobody around here. you haven't really brought out your pieces. It's kind of the problem. I've brought mine out. But, yeah, I mean, I can't just, like, lose all these pawns. I need to crash through somehow over here. So, I go in rook f3, and now the engine says there's one move that draws in, it's queen d6. My opponent chooses queen c6. The difference being something I don't understand. Here is what happened in the game. So why not king h2? Because now knight f8. I guess you would need queen takes e5 in this position. Knight f8 is the brilliant move that allows for rook g6 and rook takes g2. I think. Takes here. Oh, no, just rook f3. Why was knight f8 needed? Why couldn't I do it right now? Oh, because of... Oh, you just need to guard e6. Because taking e6 was their one way to guard h3. Okay, this actually makes sense. So, yes. So if king h2, you need to go knight f8 to overprotect e6, because this is where you're crashing through. Not because you can use the h6 square, but because you're going to go takes and rook f3. So if they go here, it just expedites the process of check and mate. And otherwise, you have the unstoppable threat, and their only way to defend it was this way, through the e6 pawn. But now the knight is protecting it. Is takes and here, and then you're going to get through. So they actually can't guard that because their pieces are just not doing good at all. So yeah, going rook f3, by the way, instead of rook takes f2. Rook takes f2 after bishop to e3. White is chilling. It's plus 1.5. They're up a pawn. They're going to trade all the rooks, and they're going to be up many, many more pawns. So that wasn't it. But rook f3 was it. So queen c6. Okay, we'll get the rest of the analysis later. But I got my first brilliant of the game here. There will be a few more to come. Let's check that out later. This game, we were talking about this. So, rook f6, covering e6. So this was correct. Like, queen c6 was wrong. And now we play the right move, covering e6, which is very important, not because it's a pawn, but because it's a route to cover h3, right? If you were to just take this, then I just need to take here, knight h4, and then I've got a couple of mates, either queen g2 or knight f3. So queen c6, cover that. Any check my knight can cover, and also gives me an additional rook g6 resource. Queen takes c5. It's hard to recommend something. It's saying bishop e3. Oh, because maybe there's some idea here and hitting. It's saying if I take right now, check here, takes f3. And here they are covering. Because if the bishop was on c1, they would have no way to stop queen g2. But here they actually, I think... They're saying they can take it. Yeah, rook g1, I have queen h3. So it's interesting. I don't really get it. But... Wait, so in the same line... If I follow the same line here, then what's the difference? Takes... Check here, f3... Check here. It's actually literally the same position. It's just saying... With bishop on e3... Here, like I'm just gonna toast you. If I just waste a move... Oh, they have rook f2 to cover. And now... Check here. Yeah, they could cover... If they had started with bishop e3, with rook f2 and rook f1. I think to cover the f3 pawn. And now here they're okay. So that... I mean, it's really tough stuff to spot. In the game... Takes c5, and then, yeah, we go for this rook takes h3 sacrifice. And I get another brilliant. So it's 2 brilliants in a row, right? Because I had... Where's... Can you show me, please? Can we get this back? Thank you. So rook f8 was my first brilliant, giving this pawn, swing that rook into the game. Rook f3, I got nothing for that. That's kind of brutal. So here, rook f6, defending the pawn, leaving the other rook hanging. Takes and then sacrificing that rook, insisting, please take me. Trying to go rook h1. So now you have to take it. Queen takes h3. Shout out Carlsen with the bitch here. Queen takes h3 was... Queen takes h3 and rook f3 are both fine. Rook f3 swinging across. Queen h3 with a different sort of mate idea of the knight coming into h4 and here and here. It's actually totally fine. f3 is a resource, is what the engine gives, but yeah, there's check. And I think we just or just play knight h4 first, with rook g6 as well. So even if you cover on f2, I have rook g6. And anyway, in the game, it just ended with queen e3, rook f3, and knight h4 is coming. Like, knight h4 is coming, my knight's gonna come to f3, check, I block, and here we're just up too much stuff. Like, there's too many checkmating dudes, and we're getting in there. GG, subscribe. Let's continue.
William Grave, the Gambit man, takes his seat at the board. e4, e5, knight f3, bishop c5. The Bushcast Gambit on the board. On with the Gambit classes. Hero pawn unlocked.